What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Big Boy John 25. Today I'm going to do my WWETLC review and highlights. So you guys know, hit that like button, hit that red button. Let's get started. The main event was disappointing, but I'm going to get to that in just a second. But I want to talk to you guys about what happened at the main event. So here it is. The 2019 TLC kicks off the pre-show opens live from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and as Jonathan Coachman welcomes us, we see fans spilling into the arena, which is filled with tables, ladders, and chairs. Coach is joined by Charlie Caruso, David Otunga, and WWE Hall of Famer Booker T. The panel plugs the WWE Network and then goes over tonight's card. Charlie says the pay-per-view will open with the Kabuki Warriors defending their titles against Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. The panel discussed the match. We see Bobby Lashley and Lana backstage preparing for the interview as Coach sends us to a break. Back from the break, Coach discusses tonight's tables match and sends us to a video package. Lashley and Lana speaks with the panel live from backstage now. Coach asks if this is all worth it, and they say it is. Otunga grills Lana next, and she snaps back at him. The interview goes on, but Lana keeps ranting at the panel, going on about how she and Lashley are the victims here. Charlie asks Lana about Lashley possibly losing tonight. Lana calls her a Renee Young wannabe and goes on about how Renee does the job better than Charlie. Lana says Lashley will destroy Rusev tonight if Charlie comes at her again. She will snatch her blood. Lana keeps talking as Lashley poses. Coach cuts her off and ends the interview, apologizing to Charlie. The panel discussed Rusev versus Lashley, and Booker thinks Lashley needs to move on from Lana. We see how Seth Rollins and the Authors of Pain took out Kevin Owens on Monday Night Raw last Monday. Sorry. The panel keeps talking until the Revival Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder interrupt. They're tired of hearing about AOP. They are going to prove everyone wrong and beat the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team titles tonight. They continue to rant in Booker's face and challenge him into a step up with brother Stevie Ray. Harlem Heat. Dash says they deserve Harlem Heat Hall of Fame rings. Dawson tells Booker and says the Revival is the best tag team. If he wants to step up and try, he can come see the boys. The Revival walks off as some fans boo them. Booker is annoyed. Coach moves on, but Booker isn't happy with how they ambush him. Coach sends us to ringside. Alberto Carrillo versus Andrade. I already knew this match was going to happen. We go to ringside for tonight's first match. Rich Joseph with Samoa Joe as the WWE Hall of Famer Jerry Lawler. Our first come Andrade with Selena Vega apparently back on the same page for tonight. We see what led to this match. Alberto Carrillo is out next. Sorry about that. The bell rings as they go at it. Andrade rocks Carrillo and takes into the corner, but Carrillo fights back. Andrade rips Carrillo into the opposite corner and follows up with a big knee to the face for a 2 count. Andrade with a big back drop and some showing off as Vega applauds and some fans boo. Andrade stumps but ends up running into an elbow. Carrillo counters with a big arm drag. Carrillo with another takedown and sends Andrade out of the ring to the floor as fans pop. Carrillo goes to the top, but Andrade jumps up the apron and shoves him off. Carrillo lands hard on the floor. Vega looks at Carrillo and laughs as we go back to a quick break. Back from the break, Back from the break, and Andrade stumps away on Carlio. Andrade with an arm submission on the rope as the referee counts. Andrade goes right back to work on Carlio and shows off some more. Andrade grounds Carlio in the middle of the ring now. Carlio fights back but misses an insecurity. Carlio counters and nails a big hurricanrana. Carlio moves from the corner as Andrade charges. Andrade lands out on the floor and clutches his knee as we go back to break. Back from the break, and Andrade chops Carlio in the corner. Carlio counters a bad drop and then hits a big crossbody. Carlio missed a kick but drops Andrade on the next one. Carlio misses a standing moonsault and Andrade launches him back into the turnbuckles. Carlio makes another comeback and leaps out, taking Andrade down on the outside. Carlio brings it back into the ring for a close 2 count. Andrade gets hung up on the top rope after missing a kick. Carlio goes to the top and hits a missile drop kick for another close 2 count. Vega looks worried at ringside now. Carlio keeps control and goes back to the top. Andrade cuts him off and rocks him a few times. Andrade climbs up, but Carlio hits him with a forearm, dazes him. Andrade recovers, knocks Carlio into a position for a big double stump. Andrade hits it, stumping Carlio from the top out of the floor. Andrade brings it back into the ring as fans chant, "Holy you know what," but Carlio kicks out at 2. Fans chant, "This is awesome." Now Andrade is suffering from a cut next to his eye. They trade shots and counter, but Andrade lands a huge clothesline and they go down. More back and forth as they go to the top and fight it out. Carlio knocks Andrade to the mat, but it's slowly to make the cover. Doesn't. Andrade back drops Carlio into the turnbuckles. Andrade charges into a corner and hits the double knees, but Carlio kicks out at 2. Blocks the hammerlock DDT. Vega gets on the apron and avoids getting ran into twice. Carlio with a 2 count on Andrade. Andrade with a suplex. Andrade climbs up, but Carlio comes from behind, and Carlio climbs up on Andrade's back and hits a big super invert hurricanrana for a big pop. Carlio goes right back to the top for the moonsault to get the pin. The winner of the match, Humberto Carlio. After the match, Humberto Carlio celebrates as his music hits. Vega throws a fit at ringside as we go to replay. Carlio exits as Vega enters the ring, staring at Andrade. It looks as if Andrade says he's done with Vega. He heads to the back. She's eventually follows. We go back to the panel for a video package on The Miz versus Bray Wyatt. The panel discussed the match next. Coach sends us to promo from Alice Black in the back somewhere. He has harsh words for Buddy Murphy and threatens to take him out with one deadly black mass tonight, all because Murphy decides to pick a fight with him. We go back to the panel and more discussions. They go over tonight's card again. The panel sends us a video package of Roman Reigns versus King Corbin. The panel discuss that match, and then we see SmackDown Tag Team Champions The New Day headed to the ring as the titles hang above. That is it for the kickoff. The 2019 pay-per-view opens up with a video package cut, a new episode from the Firefly Funhouse with WWE Champion Bray Wyatt. Wyatt talks about the past year and being naughty or nice, as we see highlights of the feuds that lead to tonight's match. Wyatt says everyone needs a little TLC, whether you've been naughty or nice. The video goes on to promote tonight's top matches. Alright. We're live from Target in Minneapolis, Minnesota as the power goes off. Michael Cole welcomes us at WWETLC. He joins by Corey Graves at ringside. We see tables, ladders, and chairs all over the arena. The ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The Revival versus the New Day. This match was good. This match was good. I can't even lie about it. Who else won? The winner, it says the winner of the match and still the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The New Day. After the match, Kofi drops down with the titles and helps Big E up. The music hits as they celebrate, begin to celebrate. We go to replay. Kofi and Big E pose on the ladder with the titles now. Kayla Braxton, Kayla Braxton is just gorgeous. I don't care what nobody say in the comment section. Kayla Braxton is just gorgeous. But anyway, Kayla Braxton is backstage with King Baron Corbin. Fans boo loudly in the arena. Corbin goes on about how he's not considered with Roman Reigns being upset tonight. Corbin says he will use tables, ladders, and chairs to beat Reigns tonight and shows him who his real master is. Then make him bow to the king. We go to break. Alright, Big Joseph, Samoa Joe, and WWE Hall of Famer Jerry Lawler at ringside. They show us how Humberto Carrillo defeated Andrade during the kickoff pre-show. Buddy Murphy versus Aleister Black. This match was good. We go back to the ring, and out comes Buddy Murphy for the next match. Mike Rome does the introductions. Buddy Murphy takes a seat in the ring, like his opponent does, mocking him. The music hits and Aleister Black is out next. Black launches himself into the ring, right into the sitting position in front of Murphy, staring him down. The bell rings, and Black immediately goes for the Black Mask, but Murphy goes out and taunts him. They bring it back and go at it. Murphy with a quick pin attempt. Black with a quick pin attempt. They go on, and we get a settlement as they stare each other down. Black sends Murphy out. He rushes right back in, but Black is sitting down, staring at him. Murphy stops and stares Black. Murphy gets up and goes for a kick, but Black ducks, then nails an arm drag. Black takes Murphy down by his arm. Black takes it back into the corner, but Murphy nails a knee to the jaw. Murphy charges, but Black takes him back down by his arm. Black looks to mount the momentum now. Murphy with an elbow, but Black comes back with a big strike of his own. Black drops Murphy with a third straight kick. Murphy runs into an elbow in the corner. Black sends him to the apron and then sweep him to the floor. Black goes to the apron and goes from running kick but caught. Murphy sends Black into the ring post, then drops him jaw first into the steps. Murphy works Black over at ringside and then brings it back into the ring. Murphy keeps control and mocks Black some. Black scoop Murphy out of nowhere, but he fights out and takes Black down of his arm, stretching Black some and keeping him grounded. Black looks to be bleeding from his nose now. Murphy pounds on Black while keeping him grounded. Black fights up and out, but misses a kick. He charges and Murphy sends him over the top to the floor. Murphy falls and slams Black's face into the announcer table. Murphy grabs Aleister Black's vest from the timekeeper's area and brings it into the ring. Fans boo at Murphy. Puts the vest on. Black comes in and Murphy throws a vest at him, misses. Murphy runs into a kick from the apron. Black comes in fighting, but Murphy goes for a sleeper. Black ends up catching Murphy with a kick to the face in midair as he comes off the top. Black is still bleeding as he crosses to get to his feet. Murphy is also back up now. Black blocks and connects with the forearms. Murphy unloads. Black counters suplexes. Drop Murphy, then nails a shiny whistle for a pop. Black miss in the corner, but nails a big kick to the forehead to drop Murphy. Black with a knee to the jaw and a springboard moonsault for it to close 2 count in the middle of the ring. Black takes his time some, but rocks Murphy with a big elbow. Black has Murphy onto the apron now. They trade shots. Murphy with a kick to the jaw. Murphy gets rammed back into the ring post and he falls to the floor. Black runs and leaps off the ring post with a moonsault to the floor, nailing it. Black brings it back to the ring and hits a big jumping knee for a close 2 count. Murphy counters and submission, but Black knocks him back into the corner with a kick. Black takes Murphy to the top. Black gets sent down, but comes back with a big jumping kick. Black climbs back up, but Murphy fights him off. Murphy goes for a powerbomb. Black hangs on. Murphy with 2 super kicks to the jaw. A third. Murphy tries for a powerbomb again and hits it. Black still kicks out at 2. Murphy shows some frustration now. Black is on his feet now. Murphy looks down and trash talks. Black blocks a knee to the face. Black fights up and nails a big elbow. They trade big stiff strikes. Murphy hits a brain buster in the middle of the ring. Black still kicks out. Murphy asks the referee, is he sure? They both go to opposite corners and they try to get back up. They change, but both miss. Black and forth in the middle of the ring. Black connects with the Black Mass from out of nowhere for the pin to win. The winner of the match, Aleister Black. This match was phenomenal. This match was good. After the match, Black sits up on the mat as his music hits. He's still bleeding from the nose. Black stands tall and has his arm raised as we go to replay. The lights are low now as Black stares out at the camera. Murphy recovers in the corner. Charlie Caruso is backstage where Rusev asks about his reaction to Bobby Lashley, saying his plans to propose to Lana. Rusev is glad because they means he won't have to pay her alimony when she remarries. Rusev is confident about tonight's table smash and it is exactly to be back. Really back, and he gets the crowd to do a Rusev Day chant and walks off. We get another look at Seth Rollins and the AOP destroying Kevin Owens on Raw. The open challenge for the Raw Tag Team titles, the OC versus the Viking Raiders, and I pretty much, it was just a double count out. After the bell, Anderson gets up first and stomps on both of the champions. Fans aren't happy with the finish. Anderson slams Eric face first onto the KFC table as the fans get up, still holding on to some of the good. Anderson drags the table over to the bottom of the ramp. Some food still on it. They go to double team Eric through the table, but LeVar makes the save. Eric clears the table, or most of it at least, and then they drive Anderson through it. The referee brings the titles over, and the champs stands tall at ringside as the music hits. Backstage, Kayla is backstage with the Miz, asks how the family is. He says she's fine. After last Friday, he decided to move his family to a safe location until all of this with Bray Wyatt is over. Miz gets serious and says this is the most important and most personal match of his career. He's not fighting as the Miz or as WWE superstar. He is fighting as a man protecting his family. Miz says he willing to face anyone or anything. Back from a break, we get a plug for tonight's Broken Skull session episode with WWE Hall of Famer Steve Austin and Bill Goldberg on the WWE Network. Cole and Grave Grace plugged the interview. Cole sends us to a video package for the match next. TLC Roman Reigns versus King Baron Corbin. I didn't really care about this match. And who won this match? It says the winner of the match, King Corbin. I didn't really care about this match. After the match, fans booed louder as the music hits. Corbin stands tall with Ziggler in the revival. We go to replays. Corbin posed in the corner with his crown and scepter as Ziggler in the revival join him on the ropes. Reigns is still down on the mat as the referee checks on him. Corbin clutches his ribs and raises the sculpture as they exit. Back from the break as Cole sent us to a video package for the next match. The WWE Universal Champion title match. The Miz versus Bray Wyatt. This match was good. I really enjoyed this. It says, who are the winners of the match? The winner of the match, Bray Wyatt. After the match, the music hits as Wyatt sits up on his knees and smiling. Wyatt snaps for a second and snatches the title from the referee. We see the Fiend appears on the big screen. Wyatt stares up at him. Some fans chant, "Let me in now." Wyatt goes under the ring and brings the Fiend large mallet out. Wyatt brings the mallet into the ring and stares Miz down. The Fiend is still on the big screen. While Wyatt gets up and slowly walks over to the Miz, who is still laid out. The lights starting going down for the Fiend, and Wyatt gets excited, yelling about how he is. Wyatt turns around to a hood man in the ring. The man charges and draws Wyatt with a running knee. Fans chant yes. As the man stands up, he takes the hood off and it's mostly clean shaved Daniel Bryan. Fans chant his name. Bryan unloads in the corner with the kick to right, then charges in with the running drop kick and another. Bryan unloads as the yes chant continues. Bryan grabs the mallet and waits, but the lights go out. They come back on. Bryan is alone in the ring. No sign of Miz or Wyatt. The WWE Universal title belt is on the mat. Bryan slams the mallet and hits the corner post for fans. His music hits as the yes chant picks up. Bryan looks down at the title and rubs his shaved head. Bryan marches up the ramp and slaps him with fans, encouraging the crowd to yes chant again as he leads the chant from the stage. Daniel Bryan looks weird, but you know what I'm saying. Daniel Bryan's haircut looks weird. But anyway, back from a break, and we see events leading to tonight's tables match. Bobby Lashley versus Russo. This match was just garbage. I ain't really care about this match. I just want to get this match over with. This match was garbage between Russo versus Bobby Lashley in a tables match. This match was garbage. The winner of the match, Bobby Lashley. After the match, Lashley stands tall as his music hits. Lana stands tall with her man as the referee checks on Russo in the corner. Lana and Lashley head to the back. Alright, moving on. We go to the Street Profits. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, they hype TLCs, and Dawkins gives Bobby Lashley some advice to get a baptism. We suddenly hear a fight going on backstage as we see Roman Reigns brawling with King Baron Corbin. Dolph Ziggler and the Revival and the New Day are also involved. The Street Profits jump in and go at it with the Revival. We cut to a break. We go back from ringside, and Vic leads us to a video package for tonight's main event and from the first ever women's TLC match for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. The TLC match for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair versus the Kabuki Warriors. This main event was just disappointing. It was just disappointing and boring at the same time. And alright. We go to the ring for tonight's main event as Rome gets over the rules. We see more tables and ladders and chairs around the arena. Sorry about that. We also see the WWE Women's Tag Team titles hanging from above the ring. Our first is Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. She heads to the ring and raises her title in the air. Charlotte Flair is out next to join Becky Lynch in the ring. The power goes off as Flair makes her way down. Our last are the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Alright, Rome does the formal big introductions before the match. The bell rings and the challengers go right to work on the champions. Flair unloads on Sane as Lynch takes Asuka to the corner. Flair tosses Sane to the floor. Becky Lynch tosses Asuka out as well. Asuka gets launched into a bunch of chairs on tables. Flair takes the top of the announcer tables. Lawless says the Reigns versus Corbin's fight is still going on backstage. Flair sends Kairi Sane face first and then drops her with a right. Kairi Sane flies off the apron, but Flair knocks her out of the air with a big boot. Lynch has taken out Asuka on the floor. Flair and Lynch keep their opponents down while clearing the announcer tables. Lynch slams Sane on the top of the table as Flair watches while standing on the table. Lynch tosses Kairi Sane from one announcer table to another, where Flair is. Flair tosses Sane back into Lynch, and they continue to beat her while she's down. Lynch and Flair bring a ladder, but Asuka attacks them both. Asuka with more offense to both challengers while they are down. Kairi Sane joins her in the ring, and they double team Flair. Kairi Sane used a chair on Flair. Asuka holds a chair to Flair's face, and Kairi Sane drop kicks into her face. Fans cheer some boos. Lynch gets up on the outside, but they attack her. She fights them off. Asuka and Lynch fights in the ring now. Lynch levels Asuka. Sorry about that. Lynch bulldogs Asuka into the ladder on the mat. Flair and Lynch double team Sane with a ladder at ringside. Lynch assists as Flair goes to a powerbomb. Kairi Sane threw a table on the floor, but Asuka makes the save. The champs still get beat down on the ringside. Lynch assists Flair, powerbombs Asuka into the ring post, and this time they hit it. Asuka falls hard onto the floor. Flair and Lynch bring a ladder in the ring, and now the position is under the titles. Kairi Sane looks like she has something backfire on the outside. Hitting herself in the face, she snaps and she starts throwing a chair in the ring. Flair throws it one back, and Kairi Sane stumbles back, falling on the floor amid all the divorce. Kairi Sane goes under the ring, and the challenger tries to pull her out. Sane has a fire extinguisher when they pull her out. She sprays them. Asuka appears with the rope and starts whipping both Flair and Lynch, unloading on them with a thick rope. Asuka goes wild and swinging the rope around to a mixed reaction. Sorry about that. Sane and Asuka double team Lynch on the floor. Sane last Flair tries to fight, but Asuka and Kairi Sane takes her back down. Flair struggles with Sane as Asuka brings in an announcer chair over. They sit Flair in the chair and trap her in it with a candlestick across the lap. Flair kicks at them, but they work her over. While she's stuck in the chair, Asuka knocks Flair over in the chair. Kairi Sane ties the rope to a ladder now. Asuka beats on Lynch and slams her on the top of that ladder. They wrap the rope around Lynch. That was a brutal spot. But Nemi continues securing her to the ladder that is laid on the ground. Flair gets up on the floor, but Asuka nails a sliding knee to the face from the apron. Asuka launches Flair into the burial now. Asuka and Kairi double team Flair on the outside, now tossing her over the barrier into the crowd. Asuka and Sane wave goodbye to Flair. We see the titles hanging above the ring now. Lynch is strapped to the ladder, still, and Flair is down in front now. Asuka and Sane enter the ring and start climbing the ladder that has been set up. They get closer to the titles, but Flair runs in with the candlestick shot, knocking them off the ladder. The ladder is knocked over. Flair clears the ring and stands the ladder back up and stops and rams it into the face to stop her from climbing back in. Sane also gets knocked back next to Asuka, the outside. Flair tosses Asuka into the chairs to the top standing table. Flair goes back to work on Kairi Sane, launches her into the burial. Flair finally goes over to free Lynch from the rope and the ladder, but Asuka stops her with a steel chair shot. Kairi Sane comes over and helps Asuka, sends Flair into the steps. They keep Lynch secured to the ladder and work her over some more. Kairi Sane goes to the top of the unanswered tables, and Sane leaves for the insane elbow to Lynch, but Lynch gets her knees up. She also drops Asuka. Lynch finally frees herself as Flair also recovers. The challengers are low on the champs now, using a various weapons in the burial at ringside. Lynch unloads on Sane with the candlestick now. Flair sends Asuka into the ring post. Flair sends Asuka into the burial and then brings her back into the ring. Becky Lynch brings Sane in and they look up at the titles. Lynch has two chairs standing up in the middle of the ring. They put Asuka on one and Sane on the other, then takes turns beating them up. Flair and Lynch charge at the same time, knocking the champions over in the chair, sending them back out of the ring. Flair puts Asuka on the table on the floor now. Lynch goes to the top. Flair sends Sane into the steps to keep her down and flies from the top rope, putting Asuka through a table with a big leg drop as fans pop. The challengers both grab Sane and rams her into the ring post. They carry Sane over and rams her into another ring post, and then slams her on the ground. Then try to double suplex Sane through another table at ringside in front of the announcers. Sane counters and drops them with a double DDT on the floor. Sane puts Flair on the table at ringside, then puts Becky Lynch next to her. Sane goes back to the apron and leaves Flair moves, but Lynch can't. Sane lands on the table and does a break, but she did hit Lynch. Flair goes to a powerbomb and Sane through the table at ringside. Sane fights it, but Flair nails it, smashing Sane through the table on the floor. Asuka runs up from behind and hits Flair with a German suplex on the floor. Asuka buries Flair and Lynch under chairs and ladders, and a table on the floor. She then helps Sane up from the table, deboards Asuka, and Sane return to the ring and stands a ladder up and under the titles. Flair and Lynch hit the ring with chair shots, and then champions beating them down. Flair Fans are booing now. Asuka is on the apron with a chair. Flair hits a big boot, sending the chair in the face and knocking her off the apron. Sane ducks at Lynch, chair shots onto the floor, and then decks her. Sane beats on Lynch at ringside now. Flair positions a table on the floor and stands it up. Flair puts Asuka on the table and goes to the top for a moonsault, but Asuka jumps up and beats her down. Asuka goes for a huge firebomb from the top through the table, but Flair resists. Asuka overpowers and hits it. Flair goes through the table on the floor and lands hard. A referee immediately checks on her. Becky Lynch with a back floater to Asuka into the ladder at ringside and another. Becky Lynch returns to the ring and goes to climb, but stops and beats Asuka with the rope. As she enters, Lynch climbs up for the titles, but Asuka used the rope to pull the ladder over. Lynch lands hard on the ring. Asuka runs back and sends the ladder up. Asuka climbs and retrieves the titles to retain and win the match. The winner of the match and still the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors. This main event match was just boring and god awful. After the match, Asuka stands tall on the ladder with the titles and the music hits. Her celebration is short as the brawl splits out into the arena from backstage arena. Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin are going at it, but we also see the Revival, the New Day, the OC, Dolph Ziggler, and the others involved. The brawl is all over the place and also includes security guards. Roman Reigns ends up sending Corbin off the stage level, taking out a big group of superstars and security down below. The final WWE pay-per-view of the decade goes off the air with a huge group of superstars and security guards down on the ground after the move from Roman Reigns and Corbin. Anyway, I just got something to say here about the TLC pay-per-view. The TLC pay-per-view went from a 5 to a 3 real quick. The main event was just boring and god awful. The tables match between Rusev versus Bobby Lashley, that table match was just garbage. The New Day versus the Revival for the SmackDown Tag Team Champions in the ladder match, that match was good. Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black, Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy, that match was good as well. The kickoff show was just decent between Humberto Carrillo and Andrade. That match was decent. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions between the New Day versus the Revival. That match was good. I already said Buddy Murphy versus Aleister Black. That match was good. And I already say the New Day versus the Revival. That match was good as well. The tables match between Rusev and Bobby Lashley, garbage, god awful. And then the main event was just disappointing with the Kabuki Warriors versus Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. That main event was just disappointing. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, a brawl breaks out. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed my WWE TLC review and highlights, give me a thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys think of TLC, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Big Boy Giant 25. I'm out of here. KFG family, KFG production. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys on Monday Night Raw review and highlights. Big Boy Giant 25. Talk to you guys later, and I'm out of here.